Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you've had an opportunity to watch any of my videos, I just want to say welcome. I thank you so very much for taking the time out to actually watch the video. So thank you. I appreciate that. If you don't know, I am Michelle. I normally just ran about my journey, my personal experience as a loan signing agent, notary signing agent, sometimes just a notary. Just depends, right? Today, I wanted to talk about, there's a great things about being a signing agent. And if you know anything about being a signing agent, right? So when it comes to documents, right, and being with the borrowers, our responsibilities as signing agents is to witness the borrowers sign their loan documents. We are a neutral party. We can't tell them whether they have a great interest rate, if their loan is like a really good loan or if it's a bad loan. Like, that's not for us to say. However we may feel about it, our job is to capture the signature. There are times when I'll accept the signing and then I'll get instructions from the title company that says, do not contact the borrower prior to the signing. Just show up at the allotted time. So guys, make sure you are reading those instructions, because, if you don't read the instructions and you just pick up the phone and call the signer, um, and they don't want you to, that they may not use you again. There's some instructions that say don't go over any of the paperwork until you get there. Excuse me. And if that is what the title company's requests are, as a signing agent, it is not your duty to kind of question that, I guess. But I think it's kind of shady for them to say, don't talk to them about their closing disclosure until you get there. Prime example. Now, this is, one thing that kind of makes me not like the job a little bit. But again, I am a neutral party. I'm there to witness the signature, right? So today I had a signing where it was a simple refi. I mean, it really wasn't even a lot of pages, like 110 pages, I think. And then the rest of the documents would have needed to be e-signed. So I get there, I ask for the ID, and then the very first paper that I start with is the closing disclosure, right? Because you never want to go through the whole packet and then in the middle of the packet is the closing disclosure, and then you go over the closing disclosure to sign it with them and then the numbers are wrong, right? So you always want to do that like first, right? Patriot Act, closing disclosure, settlement statement, or however, if you want to do them in those in reverse. However, it should be one of the first 2 to 3 documents that you go over with the borrower. Well, in my case, I go over the closing disclosure. Hey, this is what you're refinancing. This is your interest rate. This is your payment. And before I could go on to what you had to pay, he was like, that's not what he told me. He told me my payment was going to be this, which was like almost $100 less. And I was like, really? I was like, wow, okay. And then he was like, I don't know about this, So then he was questioning, questioning the loan. And so I was like, okay. He was like, that's not what he told me. And so I was like, oh, wow, okay. Did you want to call your loan officer? He was like, just forget it, And so, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, the signing agent responsibility is to get them to sign the paperwork, right? To sign the paperwork. So, but inside I was like, if to myself, I was saying, well, if you're not comfortable with this, you may want to call your loan officer and see what's going on. So then I got to the cash to close. Excuse me. They wanted him to pay $1,900 cash to close. That did it for him. He was like, what? Oh, so I'm not getting anything and I got to pay? He was like, I'm not signing these papers. His payment was only going down $65, as opposed to 100 and something dollars, I think, what the difference would have been. Then, of course, he's adding closing costs to his debt, right? And then he would have had to pay, whatever, almost $2,000 in, closing. To close, cash to close. He was like, I'm not doing that. And I was like, well, I understand. I was like, did you get this document in the email prior to today? He was like, no. So they never sent him his closing disclosure, in which, to me, it almost kind of feels like they didn't do it intentionally, because he knew that what he told him was different. And they figure if he, sees this information at the table, he's going to be pressured to go ahead and sign the documents. And that is the one thing that I don't like about being a signing agent, because again, I can't say, don't do that, or yeah, you should do that. My job is to say, sign here. And then and then they always say, mention your 3-day rescission period. And if you have questions over the next couple of days, you can contact your loan officer. If things don't work out, you have that right to cancel. Go ahead and make them, or get them to sign. In this case, he was like, I'm not signing nothing. I'm not doing that. So we contacted the loan officer, and, he, gave all this information to the guy. Was like, well, I'm saving you this. He was like, but yeah, you saving me $900 or $1,000, but I still got to pay you $2,000. Plus you're adding money to my debt. Plus my payment is only going, up, down, a couple dollars. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to do this deal. That's the thing that I don't like about it. There's going to be maybe 95% of your deals are going to go through. Your signers are going to be signed. And then there's that few that's not. Excuse me. My take on this, which is really, at the table, I have no stake in that, right? But my thing is that, for him not to go over that closing disclosure and go over those new numbers, to me, it did seem a little shady, and to try to get him to go ahead and sign the documents, because I'm there, so you feel pressure. Like, that, to me, that's not good business, right? So if he had been upfront with the guy, told him, worked everything out, told him about the numbers prior, he may have considered it, right? But now he's not signing. He didn't sign. So thank God that it was like down the street, so I get a trip fee, but I won't get the whole fee. So some people, some signing agents will go through and just try to make them sign, and, so they can go ahead and complete that signing so that they can get their full fee. Me, it's all about integrity. Like, if the signer won't sign, I'm not going to make, them sign, I'm just going to say, okay, I contact the signing service, let them know it didn't close. I left a note in the portal and said, hey, this is, yeah. Excuse me. So you will run into that. They'll tell you not to contact the signer. And then you get there, and then the signer's all ticked off. And then, he know it's not you, right? Because he's been dealing with that loan officer. But he's upset. So, we kind of got to deal with those situations as well. But this is the one time that this is when I don't like what I do, is when, people are feeling bamboozled, and then they leave, when I leave and I don't feel like they've had a great experience, and it's not because of me, but because of the title company or their loan officer or something like that. So anyway, guys, this rant today was just, just to kind of share with you, there are the great times that I talk about. And then there's times like this when I leave a signing feeling defeated, or feeling bad for the signer. So, those things happen. Again, we are to remain neutral. We are not to give our opinion or our advice. We're there just to witness the signature. And it didn't close. So I just get a trip fee. And now the signer just keeps his payment the way it was. So Anyway, just wanted to bring this to you guys today. I know I hadn't posted it in a minute, so just wanted to bring you something today. I'll talk to you guys later. Like, subscribe, share. I miss you guys. I'll be doing a live soon, and training starts next Tuesday. Do the journey ship. All right, talk to you later.